Okay, so let us talk about today being a planner. So, where do we begin? I started having a planner in middle school because at that point I decided, oh, I want to get good grades, I want to care about my, career and stuff like that and whatever. And so I literally had a planner from middle school up until now. I mean, I still have a planner. And I never detoxed from a planner until just last month, and I just took an entire month off. And this is why I'm sharing this with you, in case you're in the same boat of having this planner that eventually turns into ruling your entire life without you even realizing it. And I strived so hard to be productive and to make sense of like every block of time that I had and to make sure that I wasn't wasting any time. And in that itself, I'm now realizing that there's no such thing as wasted time because time is never wasted. And sometimes you really do just need to have something without any kind of parameters or boxes surrounding what you're actually doing. And so that's what I've been discovering by taking a month off of my planner. And I've been a lot more fluid with my schedule. And instead of, having this whole checklist of things to do, now I actually just tune into my own body and into myself. And I'm like, okay, I have this chunk of time. What do I want to do with it? Rather than having this pre-listed checklist that says, oh, do your breath work, oh, go to the gym, go do some yoga, go do whatever, a grocery shop, whatever it is. It's like this list of stuff that you have to get done that can literally just drive you crazy. And so I continued to do a lot of things, but I realized that the energy behind it is what had changed. So I still would keep like a little pad of paper, and I would still write down every day like my little agenda of what I needed to get done, because that honestly does really help me get things out of my head and get them out on paper. And so as I was doing these things, I started to see how I became more accepting of myself. I started to really allow my intuition to guide me and my inner knowing of like what I actually did want to do. And now looking back, I see how the planner was really like driving me forward. But at the same time, looking at this month that I didn't use a planner, I'm starting to see where I wasn't actually pushing myself. I was slipping into a comfort zone of, oh, like just let it go. Oh, I don't feel like working right now. I'll just do this instead. And so I started to really integrate how I need both. And it's actually a blessing to be someone who is capable of having a planner and following their own discipline, essentially. It's like telling yourself what you're going to do and then going out and doing it. But of course, it does come at a cost because then you could become almost like a slave to your own self. Because obviously you wrote the checklist, you wrote the to-do list, but then you're the one enforcing it. And so even if you don't feel like doing it in the moment, you're still doing it. And it's still, taking a little bit out of your overall just joy of life. And speaking of joy of life, I know that we can oftentimes become very serious about our healing when we're going through things. And I've been healing so much this past month, like my mother wound, father wound, like all surrounding that, just very masculine, feminine energy related. And between times of healing, I make sure to actually enjoy my life. And this is where the planner has really been helpful to avoid, because you can't really pencil in enjoyment of life. Then it becomes a task, and then all the fun gets sucked out of it. So I believe now in planning out my actual to-dos and like errands and things, but then leaving all the other time blank and being able to fill in on my own and being able to check in with myself and see what it is that I actually need out of this exact moment. And sometimes that actually means sitting on the couch and watching a show, or like reading a book outside in the sun, or like there's different ways to have downtime. But I've been more expansive in not judging my downtime, and instead just like letting myself have it. Like, what do I want to do? What sounds the best right now? And then go ahead and do that, versus having to be productive in some way or another, because that would drive me crazy. And then I would end up sitting on the couch and like replying to messages and emails and watching a show in the background, like just too much stimulation. My dog thinks so too. So that is what I wanted to get out today. So yeah, enjoyment, and yeah, so going back to purpose, it's like healing is not our purpose. Like, we're not meant to just heal, 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 heal. Like, no, you need that integration time in between. And obviously we want to eventually get to a place where like we're not getting triggered and we don't need to heal. But in order for us to get there, we have to clear a lot of this programming and a lot of this fear that is keeping us stuck, and that is keeping us from actually being able to shine and show up in the world. And part of that requires us to actually just push ourselves and do it, because you never know unless you try. So if you're just sitting at home thinking like, oh yeah, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, but then nothing's happening, you're gonna need to like step out of your comfort zone, like actually go do something. Okay, well, hopefully that helped, this little rant of masculine and feminine energy. Yeah, my hair is like really bothering me right now, so sorry that you have to look at this. But anyways, I hope you are having a beautiful day and having a better hair day than I am. And yeah, just sending you much love. And if you resonate with this, feel free to like it. Yeah, just sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Toodles.